How to get up off the ground after a fall. Falls can be very scary. Oftentimes falls result in injury. It could be a cut, it could be bruising, it could be a broken bone, it could be even much more serious injuries. Oftentimes falls result in a trip to the hospital. In people over the age of 65, having a fall is the #1 reason that they enter into a hospital. It's also the #1 reason that people move into nursing homes. Falls can be very serious. If you had a fall and there's anyone nearby to help you, the best thing to do is to call for help and get another person to help you get up. Getting up on your own is very difficult and could easily result in more injury. Probably the best advice if you had a fall is to call 911. Get emergency help as soon as possible and wait for that help before you try to get back up again. But often, people have falls where there's no one around, where they're not having their cell phone or a call button nearby, and they just simply can't get help and they can't call for help. In this video, I'm going to show you the 2 best ways to get up after a fall. The first method is called the chair method. To do the chair method, you need something like a chair nearby. It can be a chair, a stool, an ottoman, any type of furniture or anything that you can sit on top of. It could even be a firm box, anything that will support your weight. What you want to do after you had a fall, the first step is to get onto your side. Once you roll onto your side, what you're going to try to do is to get onto your hands and knees. So this is in the hands and knees position with your hands down and your knees in contact with the ground. Because the next step is to crawl to that chair. You want to crawl on your hands and knees until you get close to the chair, and then you want to bring your hands onto the seat of the chair. The next step is to use the seat of the chair to bring one of your legs flat on the ground. So now you're in a kneeling, half kneeling position with one foot on the ground. Now the next step is to get off the ground. To do that, you want to push down on the chair and push on the foot that's on the ground and bring your other leg and your bottom up off the ground. Once you're in this position with your hands still on the chair, you want to pivot and then sit down on the chair. It's very important not to try to stand all the way up after you've had a fall. Many people injure themselves further by trying to do that. The safest thing is to sit on the chair for a few minutes until you feel comfortable and able to stand up and then get help. Now, for many people watching this video, that first method is going to seem impossible because they're not able to kneel. You might have had a knee replacement or knee surgery. They might have severe arthritic pain. They might say they just aren't able to kneel for any number of reasons. So there is another method. It is definitely a little bit more difficult. It's called the scoot method. I've even seen it called the MacGyver method. Now to do this, you're gonna have to find something around you that you can build into a little staircase. Now in my example, I'm using these balance mat cushions, but you could easily use couch cushions, pillows, boxes. You can put as many things together as you can, but what you're trying to do is build a little staircase with 2, 3, or 4 steps. And what you're going to do is once you've built that, so you're on your side and you may have to scoot a little bit on your side, so you don't have to go onto your knees to do this. Once you've built the little staircase, what you want to do is try to sit on that lowest step. And then with both hands on the next highest step, you want to pull yourself backwards onto that step, then pull yourself backwards onto the next step. If you can build your staircase so it aims at a ottoman or a chair, that would be the ideal, because then you could be up onto the chair and then rest a little bit until you're strong enough to stand up. But if you can, just getting up off the ground, even as little as 10 or 15 inches off the ground, can allow you to recover enough and get up more easily. Not everyone who falls is going to be able to do either of these methods. If you find that you can do the first method, that's by far the easiest and the safest. But a lot of people, because of knee problems or pain, are just not able to be on their knees. So for them, I highly recommend the scoot method. And if you're outside and you fall, while that can be scary, oftentimes there's things nearby that you can use the scoot method and try to do the same thing. It could be scooting yourself over to a curb and then using the curb to get up off the ground. It's kind of hard to predict what's going to be nearby you. But what you should be thinking after you've had the fall and you can't call anyone for help is to try to find something nearby that you can pull underneath you to sit higher. Study after study has shown that the longer you spend on the ground, the worse it can be after a fall. So anything you can do to bring yourself off the ground could potentially save you. Even if all you can find is a blanket or a sheet or a pillow, anything that gets you up off the ground is going to be beneficial and it's going to make it easier for you. I honestly hope that these methods are something you never have to do. I hate to think of anyone falling and not having someone nearby to help them. But if you find yourself in that situation, I hope this can help you. If you like this video and want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel.